Just try to, I don't want to say get as close as you can to the mic, but like...
Yeah, I got you. I used to be on the radio.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 7 of The Goods. I have a really awesome guest who I've been sleeping in their bed for 10 days now. Pause. Chandler Scott, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, everybody? What's happening?
Welcome to the pod.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
So,
appreciate it.
Welcome to The Goods, where we talk about yo-yos and junk. This one will probably be a little more focused on the junk. Once again, pause.
Yeah.
This is the last pause joke I'm making for the pod. Yeah. So, yeah, I've been doing a tour in Rochester for the last 10 days. Rochester, New York, upstate New York. This is my first time in upstate New York, and it is, it's been quite the experience. It's not in a bad way. It's been a really dope time. I'm stoked to hear your story and some interesting stories of you growing up around here.
Oh, yeah. I got tons of them. There's a lot of crazy stuff, but...
Yeah, this week in the Rochester School District, I had my first fight at a Yo-Yo show. Just leaving the Yo-Yo show, not at the Yo-Yo show. And then today I went to schools to collect money. And I see a parent dragging a kid out of the school. And then I'm like, I'm just going to wait outside just to see how this goes down. There's 2 security guards following her, and he's a kid, like 7, 8 years old. She gets him in the van, and like she was like some kind of mom. Like she was not like in shape, but in shape enough to drag this kid out of school and got him in the van. And all I just saw through like the back tinted windows was just like a hand going in.
Whooping him.
And I was like, I feel for that kid, but damn, he probably did something real out of line.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't go without, it doesn't happen for no reason. I put it like that.
Yeah.
Parents gotta do what they gotta do, but I don't condone it. But
me either. And I felt some type of way, and it was funny because as I was starting to walk into the school, they were like pulling off for a second, but then they stopped, and I was like, oh damn, are they gonna be like, what were you like? Are you gonna say something? And I'm like, I felt like turning around and be like, this is none of my business. It comes down.
I was in the bathroom, I didn't even see it. I didn't even see it.
Yeah, that's how I actually booked this whole tour. Chandler is what is your official title at the Rochester City School District?
So I am a attendance home school assistant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a boss that goes with you when you go to home visits?
Oh, or? No.
So you're not really an assistant. You're manning your own ship.
So yeah.
No skippers.
I got a couple different partners that I do visits with, so it just depends on the day and who's available, but it just...
Most of the time it's solo dolo, though. You're rolling out.
Oh, no. I don't go... No. Not even...
Your face.
No.
Like
boy.
Have
you seen some of the stuff that I've seen? Absolutely not. No way. Yeah, some home visits, some crazy stuff happens, you know what I'm saying? Somebody might be pissed off, or I might get cussed out. Yeah, I want no part of it,
And then what are you supposed to do in that situation when someone gets upset? What do you have to stick around and like call the police and be like, we gotta calm this down?
I don't even know. I don't call the police. I just say, all right, man, I'll catch you later. No, I say I need 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying? It's just 2 seconds. I just need to talk to you, find out what's going on with your kid, and then I'm out. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And if it takes longer, it takes longer, but it's to get you what you need.
No, for sure.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying. It's more like you're trying to intervene before they need like a more serious state institution to get involved and intervene. You're like, let's try and get this back on track before.
Yeah. I'm the guy you want to see before CPS gets at your door,
Word.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a life, especially because I'm not sure you did not grow up that way in the slightest. I feel like a lot of kids that like go or live in those types of situations, they get older and it's like, oh, I'll be a social worker. Like I'm going to help change things. And it's like, you grew up in like an amazing 2-parent household with 2 lovely parents. And it's like, oh shit, I guess I'll just be this.
Yeah. I do what I can for the kids. I had it really well, so I try to, and do what I can for the other ones. You know what I'm saying? I do it for the kids.
So you've lived in Rochester your whole life now?
Yeah, born and raised. I'm a product of the city school district. You know what I'm saying?
You went to we've been talking about this pretty much the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seasoned. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
Seasoned.
Yeah, most of the time when I go to schools, they assume that I went to like some private school. And I'm like, nah. When I do school demos in the state I'm from, and I tell them where I graduated from, they're like, whoa, like for real? And I'm like, it wasn't that bad. Look, it was totally fine.
It's fun when I went there.
Yeah, it was fine. I go and visit now, and it's a lot nicer. But so And then you went to college here too, right?
Yeah, I went to Nazareth College. Yeah.
There's a Nazareth, Pennsylvania too, but yeah, it's like a biblical reference.
Well, this one used to be biblical, and then they said, "Nah, we're cutting the ties."
Through a liquor store and everything, liquor store, gun store, liquor store.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I went to Naz, and then now I'm working. I've been working at the district ever since. But
yeah, that's great. That's solid. That's solid job after college for being a black male educator.
Yeah, man. It really does change a lot of things when you want to go back and work at an inner city school and you are black. You know what I'm saying? Just because people are like, oh, well, you look like the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And it really does make a difference. But
it's crazy when I tell people, like, when I introduced like the concept to their eyes, like, watch how this person yo-yos like a black yo-yo player, and then I'm like, don't they yo-yo like Markmont or Harold a little bit? And they're like, actually, yeah. And I'm like, think of it. It's just like little things here and there, like, oh, look how he puts his thumb right here. Like, Harold does tricks like that all the time. And this is from that person growing up and watching someone that looked like them. And when I was at a Yo Tricks, I was telling them, I'm like, we need to get some black people, some people of color doing these tutorials. I guarantee those numbers would spike because, like, people want to learn from people who look like them. So it's just like, it's mayonnaise after mayonnaise after mayonnaise.
So if you need somebody to do yo-yo tutorials, let me know. Holler at me. Holler at me. Yeah. I remember growing up watching Markmont's like 2005 World Yo-Yo Contest video over and over and over, and it was so sick because the yo-yo was like a solid, like it was a DV8, but it was like all black. Yeah. So it just looked like it's just a nothingness moving around. Because he had the black polo on too, so it was just all blending together. Yeah, that's super hilarious. Sick. Or that's
an amazing freestyle.
Yeah, it's
Keep
awesome.
Going, what else?
The one when he's at the New York State contest in like 2007, or the International Yo-Yo Open.
The purple diamond shirt.
Yo! He snapped in that one. And the song was crazy. I remember downloading the song in it and everything.
The one he freestyled to? Yeah. What was that?
No, the song from the video that was, I think Takeshi filmed.
What was it called? Turn of the Dragon.
Yeah, the two-headed dragon, breathe fire, blow flame. Like it was crazy.
Dragon. Yeah. I just like the ending shot where like Mark did the bind and did like stereotypical Mark pose, and then like it zoomed in like comic book. I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, the dragon.
Iconic video for me.
Like, I love that video. Sure. Yeah. And it's like it went like from tricks he was doing on stage and then tricks he was doing off stage. And like, yo, that was like the first contest I ever went to where there was someone there with a fine girl there too. Mark brought a bad girl there. A dime. Yeah, girl he was dating at the time. Sorry for bringing this. I'm sure it's a sore subject to Mark. I remember at the time, but like, yeah, that was a funny moment because I was like, no one ever brings girls to contests. And Mark brought like a girl. I was like,
a real
okay,
one.
Mark, like out here, New York. My bro went on Good Morning America before the contest, opened it up, had the girl with him. Like,
right. He flexed it. It was
out here
flex.
living.
Like, I'm featured.
Slight flex.
Featured on Good Morning America, and
flex.
I got a dime with me. Like that's
just sit in the green room, girl. You can watch me on the monitor right there.
Like, hold on, baby, I gotta get featured real quick. You know, hit the Heisman on it real quick. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So, what are some other influential yo-yo players when you were growing up? I don't want to say Harold and Mark. That's racist. You said Mark.
Yeah, definitely a lot of Mark. Jake Bullock though is like. That's the guy right
we've been talking about him for like all week because his account is popping right now. Go follow Jake. His interview's coming up.
He's so wavy at Yo-Yo.
Him and I are working on like a really crazy project I'll tell you about after this. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Jake's Yo-Yo, his YouTube channel has like some crazy, like some of the best Yo-Yo content like ever. Yeah. Like ever. So,
I really wish like, Jake may or may not have filmed those on like high 8 tapes, but like, it's crazy because if everyone still had the, like, back in the day, like, the stuff that we filmed on high 8 tapes, we could, like, redigitize it in, like, 1080p and it'd be so crispy and great, but, like, nobody has that anymore. And it was funny. In Drew's episode, talking to him, he reused the same tape over and over again. It's like, it's probably the worst quality. Like, it could have been okay, but, Jake's YouTube channel is great. And, like, I'm glad that I always feel weird, like, if I were to go back and then repost like a Throwback Thursday, but like it looks so dope, and like all the Jake videos that everyone loves, he's reposting, and it's really cool to watch. But I would feel some type of way just going back and like cherry picking through all my content. But it's like there's so much good stuff back in the day.
Well, why not?
Yeah, and I would be the first person when someone else was coming to the table with that. Like, I don't know if I want to do this. Like, why not? Like, bands do it. Bands replay the same song all the time. They'd be like, yeah, good point. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just listen to myself. But so Jake, Mark, anyone else super notable?
Jake, Mark. Those are the two that come to head, like coming right off the dome. But
those are two good influences, man.
Yeah.
And you got a bunch of different styles too. Like Mark with the super stylish 1A, and then Jake like experimental, like post new school, like mid 2000s 1A, and then like right into like rejections and stuff. And so, how did you actually start yo-yoing or learn how to yo-yo? Yeah, tell me that story. Like the first, do you remember like the first time you ever yo-yoed or?
Yeah, definitely. So like the first time I ever yo-yoed, I remember I was at my cousin's house. I had to be probably around 6.
Okay.
And I remember this thing, it just would not come up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying, and it was just not.
It was just like a regular janky yo-yo.
Yeah, it's regular. It was just a regular yo-yo.
Okay.
So whatever. I said, forget it. And then 6th grade comes around, you know what I'm saying? 12 years old. My friends are yo-yoing at school. I'm like, all right, well, let me try it out. And I'm actually, getting the hang of it, So I'm like, all right, getting pretty nice. So I begged my parents to buy me a yo-yo. So I got a Omega Brain. That's what my friend had, so I had to get one too.
What year was this?
This had to be 2004,
maybe.
2006.
Okay.
No, 2005. 2005. Okay. So yeah, my friend Elijah was yo-yo, and I got the Brain because he had the Brain too. And then we all were yo-yo. We were the best yo-yo kids in the school. You know what I'm saying? We were flexing on everybody.
Yeah, I was the best. Yeah, from an early age.
So boom. After that, we look up. Because we're like, yeah, we must be really good. So we look up, like, World Yo-Yo Contest, you know what I'm saying? Because we think we world champion status.
We must be real good. Right. We're the best on the playground right now. We gotta be ranked somewhere.
So we look up, we watch, is Hiroyuki Suzuki's 2006 World Yo-Yo Contest. Yeah, right. So
that was like his year. Yeah. That was like when he was most polished.
Yeah. So he had the white pants on, everything. He was flexing.
What did you think about the white pants?
So I thought the pants were cool, but then I looked in the YouTube comments and somebody said he had a boner. And I was like, I can't look at this no more. Yeah. So after that, I kind of looked at it differently. Yeah. But like,
if he had a boner, that would be official. Just hard as a mass.
This man could have did a suicide
World
on it.
Champion. Champion erect.
Yeah.
So you and Elijah are YouTube and Mickey.
Yeah.
Like, yo, is this dude hard or not? So y'all YouTube Mickey, what was your reaction? Because you're like, what was like the hardest trick you knew at that point? Maybe Rock the Baby or something, or if that even.
I think we had been exploring trapeze, but we weren't like no one could do it like on lock. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I was like, yeah, Rock the Baby, for mad long,
Yeah.
To the yo-yo made itself come back up, that was how it was. So we did that. So we watched the video, and then they all stopped because like this dude is like too good, and I'm like, well, it's still kind of fun, so I'll keep doing it. Later on in that school year, I got I begged my parents some more. I got a Yo-Yo Jam Speedmaker. It was a purple one. I'll never forget it. And I yo-yoed that thing till oblivion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was walking the dog everywhere. I was doing trapeze. Like that's when it really started picking up.
Yeah. You just throw it hard as hell and just.
Yeah, you hear the starburst screaming. Like starburst is screeching. Like.
Especially after that yo-yo ran out of lube after a while. And they'd be like,
which mine did because I had no idea about yo-yo maintenance at the age of 12.
Did you bind? Were you binding then? Or? Did you bind the Speedmaker?
It was more like I'm just throwing a ton of string into the gap and trying to get it to come back. Because so this was like 2006, so I learned from the video I watched to learn how to bind was Ryan Monson's Houdini's
how to bind video.
That was when I was like that taught me how to do it. So that was
what song? Do you remember the song that's in that? Isn't it like a crazy? Isn't it some weird? Not weird. It's like a Mars Volta song.
I think
something.
I always muted it to keep it real with you, because I thought the song was kind of weird
it's
as a
gnarly,
kid.
yeah.
So I was not about.
I remember watching that as a kid and being like, why does he have this crazy hardcore song for a Vine tutorial?
Yeah. So
you were binding the Speedmaker, kinda, but
kind of like, yeah, because there's Master Magic, but I didn't know how to really go around and look up yo-yo tricks. Like so it was, I don't want to say that. It was that I didn't want to download anything to my parents' computer because I wasn't trying to really get no whooping about it, you know.
I wasn't trying to get a whooping.
And they see all these yo-yo videos downloaded, like, boy, what do you watch, you know? This was not going to be a thing. So.
That would be your mom opens up every. What is this? What is this one? What is this one? They're all yo-yo videos. Yes, mom, every single one.
But luckily, YouTube was just coming out, so it was like, all right, I can look up stuff on YouTube, but there really wasn't that much, or that much that was in like watchable quality.
Right, yeah. It was all really bad quality. It was like less than probably 240p, the lowest resolution. Worst resolution. It's funny seeing old videos now that are like 1230. We've seen a couple this last week where it's like, I can't believe I used to think this was like, oof, like this is great. Right. This is crispy.
You can see it's like being
there. It's like, jeez. It's
so great.
Bad, yeah. I don't know. It's like your perception is just because it's the best thing you know, and then now you know so much better.
Well, it's just like as a kid when you have the PS2 graphics on SmackDown versus Raw or something like that, and back then you're like, yo, these graphics fire, but now
you look back and you're like, what was I?
Right? Wow, kids are dumb. Like
kids are dumb.
I don't mean it like that, though.
Not a little bit. There's been so many times this week during the tour that's happened where I'm just like, why is this kid doing this right now? Like, kids don't think. Like,
they don't know any better.
They don't think about it. Yeah, like I can't reason with a kid right now.
Literally
like,
just vibing.
I'm just out here vibing, existing
24/7.
So, did you have any yo-yo friends in Rochester, or like, do you know who your closest yo-yo friend was? Because I'm sure you like probably met people online, but then
Oh man. So there was one guy who I met probably about 2 years after I started yo-yoing. His name is Delano. He lives in Rochester.
Okay. Never heard of this guy.
Yeah, he doesn't really go to contests, but he yo-yos. Like he knows how to yo-yo. You know what I'm saying? He's a lefty. He's nice with it. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not. Yeah, he's nice with it. He's nice with it.
Nice.
But he's not super active. But that's the homie though. And then that was really my only yo-yo friend around for a while. But I was also a kid back then, and he was a grown ass man. So like, it doesn't. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of a weird like whenever. When I was younger and people were like, kind of not questioning why I was hanging out with John Ron, but it's just like, yo, like old guy, not old, like grown ass man hanging out with like basically kids, and it's like, no, we're all just yo-yoing. It sounds even weirder, kind of, but like,
it is what it is, though.
Yeah, it is what it is, exactly. There's a way you can go. It's no different than like skateboarding with kids, or if you're a little league coach, whatever. Like it's the same shit, but just like different, and it's like better even because like. You can get like more attention being like one-on-one with the person who's like semi-coaching you or like at least motivating you versus so like did that guy was he the catalyst to you getting better or like maybe he taught you nah.
We were always kind of like even for a while, you know what I'm saying? Like I really spent a lot of time in my room just yo-yoing by myself. Like there was no yo-yo club, like there was no let's meet up. You know, and my parents weren't driving me to contests at the time. I didn't go to my first yo-yo contest till like 2014.
Wow.
2014, yeah.
So how long were you a serious enthusiast? Like 5-6 years before you went to your first contest?
I was a veteran on that Yo-Yo Nation forum.
He said I was a veteran.
He let me know. Like, I really was on Yo-Yo Nation like all day. Like if you check my hours logged in, it's astronomical. Like,
really?
Some sort of obscene number. Like I was really on it. And I was just like, because there's no other way to get yo-yo information. So I'm just like literally soaking up everything that I could imagine.
At the time, that was like the paper, like the BST or how Reddit or any of these platforms are
right.
now.
It was it. Like that was
yeah.
the spot.
Yeah, do you remember like when Yo-Yo Factory would have a thread and it'd be popping? It's like 150 pages long.
Yeah.
And then Ben posts 10 new photos, this new thing that's coming out, and everyone's into it.
Yeah.
And like,
there's a whole culture to it.
Exactly. Like those people, it's not like a lot of them still yo-yo, but it's like that was such a strong bonding experience for everyone being in this one place at one time, and like you're going through getting all these yo-yos and like building collections together and going to contests together, and like when people start to win contests or whatever, people who are on the forum, then it's like kind of cool, and I don't know, then you meet people and it's like you kind of know them already, but not really.
You put a face to the name,
right? You know? It was very peculiar because people would even like kind of go by their forum name in real life. That was like by the time you came to a contest, forums weren't dead, but it was like pretty on the outs.
Right,
like,
Facebook was the thing. Yeah.
But I remember being in a contest and people calling each other by their forum name and being like, "What? Like I'm a person. Like what are you talking about?
I have an actual name."
Yeah. Then I got home, immediately changed my shit to Tyler Severance. Like I'm never being called 5'8" eats you again.
Oh, that was.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. No way.
You remember I used to argue with Zamstrom all day?
Yeah. I remember
like all of the time.
Yeah, the avatar too. It was like a.
What was it?
I think it was like a photo shot, like someone looking up at you, and you were like doing some 5A trick or something. Like it was forever ago.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure.
Avatar was. That's funny.
Pretty sure, but.
That had to have been it, but yeah, that was my name. It was like X5A eats UX, yeah. So like all my hardcore friends did at the ends of their names because they were all straight edge. Yeah. That didn't last very long for
It happens. We all let down that dare line. We all let them down.
Dare line. I'm sorry, Nancy Reagan.
Right. I ain't sorry to the Reagans though. I ain't sorry to them.
So what was your first contest in 2014?
PA States.
The one that Mitch Silver held?
Yeah.
So your mom mentioned earlier about Mitch. I didn't know because I forgot about this. You were on Team Yo-Yo Ezekiel.
Oh yeah. I freak with the Zeke, you know. I freak with the Zeke, you know. Oh man, Yo-Yo Ezekiel was a good time.
Oh yeah, man. They're still cool company.
Yeah.
Like, I like them a lot.
Yeah. You know what? They had one of my favorite the Yo-Yo Ezekiel core. Like I'm not gonna front. Like now playing it after playing so many more Yo-Yos.
Yeah.
If I could rework that Yo-Yo a little bit, it'd be my favorite Yo-Yo of all time.
What Yo-Yo is it?
The Yo-Yo Ezekiel core. I have one in my box over there. I go get it right now.
Yeah, we'll pull it out later in the.
All right, well, hold on.
He knows exactly where it is. He's like, I think about this shit in my sleep. Okay.
So
I kind of remember this.
If I could change this wall so it just didn't, it feels kind of clunky at the end of the string.
Mm-hmm.
So if I could change that, just so it feels a little like it rolls a little better at the bottom, that'd be my favorite Yo-Yo all time.
I've met this David Shy guy before.
Yeah. See.
Did you not like? Why did you say it like that?
He do his thing, you know what I'm saying? He do his thing.
The only reason I'm gonna defend him is because when we were in Budapest and there was no weed, he had a big chunk of hash.
Oh, that's
and
the
rolled
guy.
it up for me, but then it was like covered in tobacco, and I was like, "Oh God!" So what's up, David Shy guy?
That's the homie, man.
You're a real one. Throwing out hash homies.
You do his thing. Man.
So, what did you think about him?
He's an interesting guy, you know.
He was
different. He was different. I never really.
Yeah, and he's from Spain, I think.
Yeah.
So like,
it's
not like it's like a little bit not a language barrier, but just like cultural differences and like comedy, and then like everyone's online persona is different than like in person persona, but.
Yeah, and I had never met him in person, you know, so I only knew him as like the team manager for Ezekiel.
Oh, I forgot that he was a team manager.
Right, so he used to be like, yo, you going to submit your videos, you're going to submit your video, and I'm like, bro, I'm in school right now, like, I can't just do that, you know. So it was just one of those things that was just, at the time, we didn't see eye to eye, you know. So like now I had no problem, you know what I'm saying. But back,
shout out to David.
Right, I really had there's no beef. There's no beef. There's no beef, you know.
Team Ezekiel drama. Not even drama. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So that was your first contest, PA States 2014. Was that like the first time you ever met a bunch? I don't want to say a bunch of yo-yo players, but like other than the homie that lived in town. What was his name? Delano.
Yeah,
Other
no.
than Delano.
So first time I met a lot of yo-yo players other than Delano, but I'd been like on the Facebook group, like doing video battles and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I met like Adam Schultz was like one of my first like really good online yo-yo friends. You know what I mean? Like we used to like chat all the time. You
That's
know?
dope.
Yeah.
But did you meet any of these guys beforehand, or you just talk to them?
Just talk to them.
It's a drive from New York City, where Adam lived, to you. It'd be like 5-6 hours to chill. Like, what are you supposed to do? Like when Curdy and Mater talk about, like, yeah, my mom would drive 2.5 hours, and Mater's mom would drive 2.5 hours, and meet in the middle. I'm like, what? Like, your parents are saints. Like, my parents wouldn't be caught dead doing some shit like that.
It was like, if you go in this contest, you better win. And I was not going to win.
She said, if you go to this contest, you better win.
Right. It wasn't going to happen, so I stayed home.
I was real with her. I said, Mom, there ain't no way I'm going to win.
But I think what sparked them letting me go to contests was because, so I met Mitch at the RIT Juggling Festival one year, because I was like I was in their main show, so it was like a show you had to pay to go to, and they asked me to perform, and I was yo-yo.
Did you just know someone who?
I had been going to that festival. I grew up like kind of at that festival, so like from I was going there from 7th grade till about college. And this is like my like junior or sophomore year of college.
You just like hang out and yo-yo there? Or?
Yeah, to go to juggling festival and yo-yo. Some people would just know how to yo-yo, but they're jugglers.
It's like jugglers are very peculiar that way. Yeah.
They could do just about anything.
Yeah. Some of them are cool, then other ones are weird.
Right. Yeah, shout out to Joe Showers, by the way. That's the I don't know if you've ever met Joe Showers.
I kind of rings a bell.
That's one hell of a dude, man.
He's a juggler.
Yeah, if anyone knows him.
Yeah, Justin Weber was saying that I should check out the RIT juggling club or whatever.
Yeah,
next time, springtime maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
So you met Mitch at the juggling thing?
So he was at this juggling festival, and he had the Ezekiel Prism, which is like the rainbow color yo-yo that spins gray.
Spins gray.
Yeah, like when it's spinning, it just looks great. The yo-yo, like in the sunlight, the yo-yo is fire.
Oh yeah, it's a gorgeous yo-yo. Yeah. I've never seen it spin before.
Really?
No.
Oh man. So that's another thing we gotta grab for you. But yeah, the yo-yo was really fun. I really liked it. So I performed with it that night, and Mitch was like, "Dude, you killed it up there." I don't know how good I did. You know what I'm saying? But I did well enough for somebody to be like, "Dude, you look great." And he watches yo-yoers. You know, like he knows what yo-yoing looks like. You know.
Yo-yoing looks like.
Right. So he said, you plan on going in contests? And I was like, well, I've been wanting to, but I just never really have. He said, well, you should. And I'm making a company, like, this is my company, like, I want to have a team, I want you to be on a team. And I was like, well shit.
Say less.
Right, well, shit, that's all you had to say, so what's up? So
it's so funny. What year was this? Like 20...
It had to be 2013, 24, or no, hold on. PA States was in November or something like that, so it had to be 2014, early 2014, gotcha. April 2014.
Word. So is this the famous Prism? Is this the one that did Mitch give you this in the contest? He was like, I want you to be on the team, bro.
Well, yeah.
What were you saying? Sorry. I forgot how small this yo-yo was.
Yeah, man. So I filmed, actually, I think, and it's still my best yo-yo video to date is with this yo-yo.
Really?
Like, it's like super, super well-made video my friend filmed for me.
Oh, that's cool.
But like, it's like the yo-yo is, at the time I thought it was a shit. Like, it really was a cool.
It's a fun yo-yo.
Yeah.
It's not. I think that's just all subjective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you thought it was cool because you were involved with this company. You know what I mean? So like, it didn't matter to you that like you probably didn't. I don't even know if this is one of the Yo-Yo Empire ones or not. But
I think so.
But you probably weren't thinking.
I didn't. Right.
Like this is some other. And most people aren't. You know what I mean? But that's what the whole point of the brand is. It's So.
Yeah. But it was cool. I was the first person on the team. And there's some cool people. It's a peculiar
history because it's kind of like I don't want to say a speck on the radar. People severely underestimate how big of a store Yo-Yo Sam and how big of a brand Yo-Yo Ezekiel is.
Yeah.
Like every year when World's in the United States, they're the platinum or crystal sponsor. They're a presenting sponsor of the World Yo-Yo contest, and it's like, damn, this is like serious. Y'all throw down coin every like I know how much that costs because I get the sponsorship proposal. And it's just like. Y'all just, and they're the first people that they announce, like, as soon as the sponsorship package goes up, like, a week later, it's announced by the World Yo-Yo Contest, Yo-Yo Sam or Yo-Yo Ezekiel, whatever they decide that year. It might be Yo-Yo Sam and Yo-Yo Ezekiel is the top, one of the top sponsors, is sponsoring at the highest level available, and I'm like, God damn, like, y'all are throwing down G's right now.
Yeah.
Stacks.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, it was really interesting because after a while, Mitch was just like, well, who do you think should be on the team? You know what I'm saying? So I was getting hitters on that team. So first of all, I didn't recruit Philip White. That wasn't,
I didn't recruit Philip White.
Chris Chun, he was freaking with the Zeke, boy. Don't forget him. Chris Chun was on Yo-Yo Zeke. Robbie Graham, R.I.P. my boy, Robbie Graham. He was freaking with the Zeke too, you know what I'm saying?
I forgot.
Yeah, Isaiah Messer, we almost got him on it, you know what I'm saying? We almost had him on it.
Could you imagine Isaiah?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was a team of legends. Like, yo, don't play with me.
Oh my God.
We had gang on Yo-Yo Ezekiel. We had gang. Yo, don't play with me.
Anyone else? Philip White was like the most straight-laced member.
Well, there's Ben Fiore, Shy Guy, Waylon.
Ben's pretty good, right? Ben is doesn't he play now? Like it.
I don't know if he's still Yo-Yos.
I feel like for a minute he was doing big things.
Yeah, Ben. I don't know if he's still Yo. I see him on Instagram, but I don't ever.
I saw Ben Fiore. That's like it rings a serious bell for some reason.
Yeah.
But anyway,
he's solid.
That's funny.
Though.
I forgot that there's like all these people, but it was also kind of funny. It was just the homies too. You know?
Oh yeah, I was just getting whoever. You want to be sponsored? Yo, get my man's on. Get my man's on here. Put my man on. So yeah, it was cool. I had a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? I had a good
It was a good run.
Right. It was a good run. Like,
and then you like went to a couple contests in that time. Were you still on at Worlds 2016 the first time we met, or
nah?
Maybe just off or something.
Yeah, like recently. Yeah,
recently
like,
kicked.
I wasn't kicked. I resigned. I resigned. But it wasn't because it was just because I wasn't able to keep up with all this stuff. I was in college, you know what I'm saying? Like
you're a grown man and you had like a real job. Like a lot of yo-yo kids, like yo-yo is their only thing, so they don't really realize like, oh, I'm not doing anything, so I probably shouldn't be on this team or whatever. But it's like that's all they got. But then like other people like you, where it's like this is just a thing I do. So like, and I'm not really on here, so like let me just fall back. Like,
right. Like, yeah, yo-yoing is not the only thing I do. Like I'm a guy who yo-yos. I am not a yo-yo guy. You feel me? Like, yeah.
There's a serious separation between a lot of yo-yo players and those type of people. Yeah. I like envy the people who can just do it casually almost, you know what I mean? Because it's like it rules so many parts of my life, and it's sometimes good, sometimes bad, but it's also nice just to look at people who it's like a casual. They truly treat yo-yo like a recess. The whole reason I made my brand, it's like for those people, you know.
Yeah.
What else are you into other than yo-yo?
I play. I'm an excellent duelist. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh duelist.
I thought you were. Yeah. I was gonna make a joke about fencing.
Somebody want to catch some blades too? We could talk. No, I don't want to do that though. Yeah, I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh duelist, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty nice with it, you know. So if any yo-yo wants to play me in Yu-Gi-Oh for money, holler at me, you know, we could talk about it, you know.
I feel like there's other yo-yo players that juke kids for money playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, they can get hands with me because, you know, I'm nice, you know. Bergie, I know Bergie. Bergie played.
There was like a serious spell where that's all Bergie did for like a year or two. It was like, I'm just playing kids for money right now.
Yeah,
it's like, really? Like, why?
Last
year. What are you doing? Like,
yeah.
I remember you going through that where you were just like, on some real shit right now. I'm just playing Yu-Gi-Oh for money right now. I'm just betting kids. Like, what?
It is that life, you know.
It's so funny.
You know, some people be confident. You just got to know you got to know your game. So. Yeah, I play Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, I'm chilling with the homies and chilling. I've been doing.
You did some college radio for a bit, too?
Oh, yeah, I was on community radio, 104.3 WAYO LP Rochester. Sorry, I tried to do.
No, that's tight.
Yeah,
I love it. I think that's so cool when
yeah.
I'm trying to think the right way to describe this. Like yo-yo players branch out and do other things. Like you said, you're a guy who yo-yos. You're not a yo-yo player, but it's
Right.
like I think college radio is so dope because it's like you're getting a chance to, even if only like a handful of people listen, it's still like
Yeah.
you have this like huge, massive power. It's kind of like how YouTube is now, where it's like anybody has the ability to broadcast to millions of people, but it's like college radio is really this wave, and like you get to decide purely what you're playing, and like you really curate that shit, and it's
Right.
like good college radio stations like really hit, and like really like Princeton radio in New Jersey is like one of the top listened to radio stations, and it's a college radio station.
Yeah.
Is that what you're
So
saying?
this radio station isn't a college radio. It's just a community.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's just a radio
That's
station.
even tighter then, yeah.
So like it was cool. I was like one of the younger people in it who was just like had a show going. But college eats up your time. So you just after a while it felt more like a chore. So it was
Yeah.
like.
And you're just
But-
going, yeah, like you said, a chore, and you're like,
Yeah.
at first it's fun. You're like, I got a radio show, and then
Right,
it's
right.
like the 10 people who expect you to do it.
Right.
Like, what happened to the show? And you're like,
Yeah.
real? Like,
Right. Yeah. A lot of people were like, "Yo, like you're not doing this anymore," and I was like. I hate to let the fans down,
I hate to see it. Yeah, I hate to see it. But it's those little, I want to say little people, but like the little fans keep you going. You
Yeah,
know? Like the
yeah.
people who are like, they're never those people commenting every time, but then when you stop doing it, they're like, I always listen. You're like,
Yeah.
why didn't you say anything before?
Right.
I remember I worked at this toy store when I was younger, and like the last couple weeks they were in business, mad people would say that, like, oh, I used to come here all the time. And I'm like, why didn't you?
Well,
come back?
you ain't
Yeah,
buy
obviously,
nothing.
right?
Yeah.
But that's tight though. Like it's kind of like having a public access TV show or something,
yeah.
But
Yeah.
again, like that's Tom Green show, Jackass, like all these shows kind of start off from those things. So it's like cool to cut your chops on stuff like that.
Yeah.
But is your degree in communications?
Yeah,
Or it is. Yeah, that's right.
communications.
You're
I
right.
have communications was my major. My minor is religious studies.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not religious or anything.
I wasn't gonna like ask that, but that's a peculiar minor.
To be honest, it's really a long story. I just happened to get sucked into it, and then by the time I realized that I was halfway through the minor, it was like, well, I might as well just declare.
I was gonna
it,
say if it's one of those things that you're more than halfway there,
Yeah.
like you're basically there, and it's like I'm gonna be here for another couple of years anyway. If these
Right.
are there classes that can count towards both? Like
Nah.
no.
It was just, I needed classes. I really liked the professor. There's a professor who I just vibed with her, you know what I'm saying? So I should take her classes. And Dr. Sister Susan Nowak. That's,
Dr. Sister.
don't play with, she was really it. Like, that was my homie. Like, she knows.
That's funny.
Yeah.
No, religious studies.
Yeah. I just randomly it just happened one day. It just happened. Yeah.
So what is your favorite contest you've been to so far? You've only been to like a handful, but like
Oh man, my favorite contest. MA States this year was lit.
oh yeah, I forgot.
MA
You went to
States
that.
this year was lit. You forgot. I wonder why. You know what I'm saying? MA States was lit. PNWR 2018 or 2017? I think it was 20.
Yeah, because I went in 2017.
So
and
it's
you weren't there. It must have been 2018. Yeah.
PNWR 2018 was lit.
I gotta go this year.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
PNWR.
it's
I
the move.
really
Yeah,
gotta go.
and PNWR that's really the
You're like
contest.
for sure going.
I'm in
Yeah.
there. I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm buying my flight soon. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Word, I might have to do the same thing, to be honest with you, just because it looks like a kick-ass. I mean, I've gone plenty of times,
Right.
but it's just like, and like I've made like a lot of money selling beginner yo-yos there. Like it's
Yeah.
hard work, like interacting with the foot traffic, but I've sold like 60 or 70 first bases there in a day, just to,
Yeah.
like random people walking through, and I'm like, damn, for real? Like,
Yeah, well, because it's right by the Space Needle,
Right,
or whatever
yeah.
it's called, the thing. Yeah, so
and they got kicking food in there. Like everything about that venue is so tight. I actually really love that
yeah,
contest.
it's really it. Like that
Yeah.
contest is like one of my favorites.
Word.
Um,
I gotta go.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of any of the other highlights I have. Virginia State's is also a banger every trip. Like Virginia
Did you go
State's
last
like-
year to Virginia State?
I missed last year, but the year before that I was there.
That's right.
And it was a banger.
You gotta come this year. They
Oh,
added you to the
yeah.
group
Yeah.
chat. Yeah. So you're in there.
Yeah.
You're in there.
The Virginia State goes down.
And I forgot it's like right as your break is ending. So you gotta
Yeah.
go. Everyone's
Yeah.
gotta go. It's like right after New Year's. It's
Right.
like, come on.
go-
What do you mean?
it's
Can't
going
not
down.
Go.
It's
Yeah.
going down. Like, no matter how you look at it.
I'm stoked.
Yeah.
And then you went to Worlds 2016 too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That was the year in Cleveland. That was the first time you and I met.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I met a lot of people for the first time at that contest. That was my first ever Worlds, and my only Worlds, but my first one.
It's hard now that it travels every year. It used to be kind of like as soon as you get into yo-yoing, that was like something you could add onto your list instantly. You're like, all right, I'm going to Worlds next year. And now it's kind of like that. I think that's kind of another reason why people go to less. I've never thought about that correlation before, but now how people go to less contests is, I don't think it's directly because Worlds isn't here, but like that's like a huge thing every year to look forward to. So it's like if you're really active in your high school community, then you're like going to prom and winter formal or
Right.
whatever, then like it's all snowballing into you going to the end of the year thing. But like with yo-yo, there is no thing like that anymore, so it's like
Yeah.
there's nothing for you to build momentum to. It's
Right.
just kind of like, all right, you could go to nationals, I guess, but like
I never even, yeah.
yeah,
Never
but
even been
nationals, and again, it's because it moves. Like it used to be kind of like in the same place, so everyone would be like, "Oh, you just go to Chico, like it's fine," you know. But no one liked it.
Yeah, no, I've never been to a nationals before.
Nationals is fun. I don't know where it's gonna be this coming year. I didn't have anything to do with it this past year, but
Hands off, you know.
that'll be an interesting story one day when I decide to tell it. Maybe
yeah.
I'll interview Thad one day for the pod.
Yeah. If he gonna let you gonna censor it. Yeah, I really want to go to a nationals. Because I feel like there's so many West Coast players I've just never really met.
Nationals is fun. BAC was super fun for a long time, but now people don't really run it anymore. It's hard because like contests used to make money, and now like no contests make money, and it's like hard to convince any adult to really do anything for fun or for like the love. You know what I mean?
Well, it's running a contest. So there's New York State's 2014 and 2015 that I helped run with Mitch.
Okay, yeah.
And while they were like pretty, I don't want to say they're super successful, but it was a contest that was functioning and ran. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, it was a contest that happened.
And there's levels, so like, because I think for those contests, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, because like I didn't do anything with the organization, but like, it seemed like the venues weren't like, it was like opportunistic. You know what I mean?
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
I think I don't know the venues for New York State's, but like the venues for the Mideast Classic or whatever it was called, I forget which other contest it was. It kind of seemed like it was like, I don't want to say a community center. It wasn't like bad. It just looked like an auditorium or something. It wasn't like a venue that like someone would probably have to come out of pocket hella money for or anything like that. So
the venue, so we had there was a National Museum of Play.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that was a venue. We had an auditorium in there, and then when you got to the contest, you got 2 free tickets to the museum.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it was like a cool like thing. You get to see the Yo-Yo was just recently inducted too, so it was like a big like
That's so sick.
Yeah, it was really awesome.
What was the contest like? Did a lot of people like locally come out or?
It was packed from local people just because I told everybody to pull out.
Okay,
you know,
right.
the whole
Yeah, I
gang
gotcha.
was there.
Yeah.
But like
That's dope.
yeah, it was a cool contest. Like on paper, like it was really cool.
That is really dope. Yeah, it's cool when you run something like that and then all the homies show up that are you taking off? Oh. Damn, he brought in I thought those were the Snyder pretzel bits.
What you trying to do, man?
You trying to make a cameo real quick, Cam? cameo, Ken?
Let me go finesse a little sound.
Alright. Well, your stuff is right here, G. On top of my computer.
What were we just talking about?
The yo-yo. Ken volunteered at that contest.
That's tight.
Yeah.
Oh,
The yo-yo contest.
Strong?
Yeah.
Strong Museum.
Yeah.
I feel like I took the biggest L this week not working with the Strong Museum for this yo-yo thing. Because, like...
Oh, you haven't at all?
Well, it kind of conflicts, like, the kids in the district, you know what I mean? Not a lot of those kids are going to be able to make it out to the museum. So it's like, I didn't want to be like, I'm going to be at the museum every day for free. Come out. Just to, like... Even if the museum is, like, even if they would let the kids come out for free, parents are going to assume, like, doesn't the museum cost money? Or, like, they're going to get there and be like, how much does it normally cost? Or how much is a bottle of water at the museum?
Right.
Whatever it is. But, yeah, we got to work with them more because they have the yo-yo in the Hall of Fame, the Toy Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I feel bad I'm not even going to be able to really see it before the end of my trip.
Yeah. Next time, though.
Yeah.
It really is, like, a cool place.
Yeah.
Like, really cool. Yeah. But that contest is also super sick. Like, we had, like, I remember Colin came out, he was just on Duncan. You know, I was hyped. Like, yeah, Colin pulled up. We had...
How far is the drive from Cleveland to here?
It's 4 hours.
That's not terrible.
It's not at all, yeah.
That's still tight that Colin came out, though. And he must have been, like, 14 at the time, or 13. His parents pulled up with him. We're like, word, okay.
Yeah. The concept. So it's really cool because Rochester is 4 hours from Cleveland. It's about 8 from Chicago, 6 from New York, 6 from Philly. You know what I'm saying? Like everywhere, 5 from Massachusetts.
It's an interesting like meeting point.
Yeah, it's in the middle of everything, and it's
yeah.
really cheap. Like so, it's like you can get a nice venue for the low.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, we'll have to talk about how much it costs later because like I was kind of thinking like it's not like there's. Again, like contests are weird nowadays, but like I think if we ran something right at the right time, or it could be cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential.
Yeah.
A lot of potential.
But that's tight. So you ran that contest with Mitch, and then any other special Yo-Yo Ezekiel projects while you were on the team? Did you A&R any yo-yo design?
No, I used to name yo-yo. Like he used to ask me to name yo-yos and stuff. So like there's the Yo-Yo Ezekiel Golem. I named that. You know
what is that?
It's like a
Lord of the Rings character.
Yeah, it's just like so. The yo-yo is super beefy. It had like the big like beefy rims on it. You know like. And so I named it because it reminded me of my favorite. So there's a game I like, Monster Rancher 2. The old PlayStation 1 game. But my favorite monster, one of my favorite monsters was a golem, which is like a big stone dude.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, it's like a big giant stone.
No, I don't play video games, but that's cool that it has so much deep connection, you know?
Yeah.
I hate when people name something, they're like, oh, it's just cool.
Yeah.
For you to be like, I love this video game as a kid, and then I named this yo-yo after it. And it looks like the character, but it's kind of influencing the character. Yeah, that's
right.
tight.
Yeah.
With any other notable names? I wish that there was some fuckery. some shit, not shit names, but you know what I mean.
Right. Because you know me, I gotta do some wild.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Off the top of my head, I don't think I had any names. Any other ones like nothing's coming to the top of my head.
I'm trying to think if I ever did anything like that at Yo-Yo Factory. I don't think so. I remember AJ, like an old 5A player, was going to get a yo-yo from Yo-Yo Jam, and he wanted to call it the Blackjack. But, like, on the forum, remember how everyone would abbreviate everything?
Yeah.
So he was going to be called the BJ, yeah. And he's like, wouldn't it be hilarious? Kids would ask their mom for a BJ for Christmas.
You gonna get them kids an ass whooped. Them kids gonna get their ass whooped.
But it was like an ace and a jack would equal 21, and his name was AJ. So it was like, it kind of all made sense. I was like, no one's ever gonna. And it was funny because the guy who owned Yo-Yo Jam was hella old, and he didn't get it, but he thought like the whole story and everything was great. And then when they got through kind of the whole process and then went to Andre, and Andre didn't have like final say on everything, but he's like, oh, like what's up with AJ's Yo-Yo? And Dale, the guy who's Yo-Yo Jam's like, oh, we're gonna call it the blackjack, like it's gonna be great. And he's like, people in the forum are gonna call it the BJ though, and he's like, so what's the matter with that? Like there's a BJ's department store, blah blah blah. And he's like, it's like a sex thing, Dale, and he had to explain to him what a BJ was.
Oh, fuck. God damn, out of pocket.
Shout out Andre.
What a real one.
Real
What a real one. Yeah, also, I just gotta give another shout out to Andre. Thank you for doing a ladder escape when we were staying at your crib, bro.
My God.
Yo, I have never been so hyped to see somebody do that trick before, but watching the man himself do ladder escape
In his own crib.
Yo, it's the next level. It's really the next level. That trick is 10 times cooler when he
I've
does
never thought about that before, about just how, I don't know, like I've been watching Andre Yo-Yo for like 13, 14 years now, and like I love his yo-yoing, but
Right.
like when you asked him to do it, I was like, damn, I've never really asked him to do anything like that.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
do a thumb grind for me.
Right, right. He the only one I know who can catch it like, have it spin 360. He was really too nice with it. Like, he's too nice with it.
Yo,
Like,
I remember when I first started yo-yoing again in like 2004, 2005. I think it was 2005, like when I first started yo-yoing again. Yo-Yo Jam just released a video, and it was Andre and Johnny yo-yoing in like this weird like warehouse.
Oh,
I think it
yeah.
was Yo-Yo Jam actually. But like Johnny was wearing like a wife beater with it was a t-shirt with the sleeves cut off. It wasn't even a wife beater. And then Andre had on like a really tight black t-shirt, and they're both in shape, and Andre had like the frosted tips. And I was like, these guys got to be European. Like American yo-yo players would never be this good or this in shape or like care about their appearance as much.
Right.
Like these guys got to be European.
yeah, they're two legends, man.
I remember when I told Andre that story, I was like 15 or 16, so it was probably like 2006, 2007, and I told him that story, and he was like, why? Like, why did you think we were just American? And I'm like, because like,
You guys
no,
too
American.
fly to be too
yeah,
fly.
too fly, yeah.
Yeah.
Too fly.
But back to the signature yo-yos. How did you name your signatures? Like, how did
Which
that
one?
work out? Like Space Cowboy, right?
That was Ben. The Ben came up with that one. Ben came up with Supernova. I pitched Severe.
What about Trainwreck?
Trainwreck was me. But that was like before I smoked weed. So like that was funny because when I named it Trainwreck, a bunch of people messaged me. And this is before I even knew that there was like different kinds of like I didn't get smoke weed till I was like 19. So like at the time when I was like 15 or 16 and I named this yo-yo, it was because I was like a train wreck or what I thought was a train, what everyone else thought was a train wreck at the time. And I was like, oh, it's funny. We'll name Tyler's yo-yo the train wreck.
Can we just look in the camera and on 3 say Trainwreck like the video?
Well, I wish I could find that video. That's why I wanted to do the rail grind
yeah, yeah,
thing
yeah.
the other day.
1, 2, 3. Trainwreck!
That was a great video. We gotta find that.
Yeah, it's a classic.
It's probably on Vimeo.
It is.
I
It
guess.
is. I think it's only on Vimeo.
But I think did they take all of them off Vimeo recently? Did they take all the videos off Vimeo or some shit? I don't know.
I don't know.
Whatever. Doesn't matter. That's hilarious that you brought that up. But yeah, it was at Yo-Yo Factory. A lot of that stuff was a collaboration just because like Ben would kind of already have an idea going into it, but he would always let you like speak your truths or whatever and be like, all right, I want to do this, and this. And then he'd be like, that's whack. Like we should do this. And then you'd be like, all right, you're right. Or if it was something you really believed in, you would push for it, or I don't know.
There's a couple of little new school fads that I like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Let's start there then.
Like I like the boys up in Massachusetts. So there's Aiden, Ethan. What was his name? Ethan.
Ethan Chung?
No, not Ethan. What is that boy name? Dylan Ostrowski.
Dylan
He looked
Ostrowski.
like Ethan. He looked like an Ethan to me, but Dylan.
He looked like Ethan.
Yeah, Dylan, Aiden, them two, they
They're really
fire.
good.
You know,
They're
what I'm
very
saying?
good.
But what I like is how they yo-yo to classic rock. You know what I'm saying? They have like something with a cool solo, and they be syncing it up. It's sick. It's really
It is
something.
very sick. It's very different than what everyone else does. It's not
Right.
like a couple people who do rap where they're gonna do rap every time, and then it's like, all right, cool. It's like some random, especially some classic rock you've never heard. It's something you can jam out to,
Right.
but it's never like a Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones or
Right,
something you
right.
can just instantly, tell what it is, and then it's like, oh, this is gonna be epic. It's like some shit they're listening to, and it's like, damn, okay, like y'all are going in right now. Like, just feels like you're watching them yo-yoing in their room or something. Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
They're super good. Who else? Or what else?
So I don't know, man. There's so many people that just yo-yo the same, but those two, they just be snapping when they on stage. Oh, and Jerry Carbonell too.
Yeah.
He be snapping too. They all got some skills.
Young Jerry.
They all got some skills. I don't sleep on them. Like
Young Carbonara.
yeah, it got the carbonara effect. Yeah, man.
Oh, they're good. I don't think anyone's sleeping on them, but anyone can use more.
Yeah.
Big ups.
Yeah, just shout out to them. I give credit where credit is due.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? They be going
They're
at it.
doing their thing.
I can't think of anything else that really sticks out to me. Besides just that those two. You know what I'm saying? They are nice. You know what I'm saying? They got skills.
I think it's cool now that Mark is doing like a lot of the organizing of like black yo-yo players or like yo-yo players of color. I don't know like how many other races he's kind of including into like the black yo-yo players group, but like I just think that's really cool because it's like, overwhelmingly white, which is like it's very accepting for the most part. There's like some rough bumps here and there. There was like a crazy thread today on the BST about Hobby Lobby, or maybe it was it was earlier today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I can't exactly quote, like, I'm going to sound super stupid right now, but like Hobby Lobby doesn't offer their female employees birth control, like in their health insurance plans. Like somehow it's taken out of it. Like they don't offer it as part of their health insurance plan, which like it's state mandated that if you have over 50 employees, you must offer health insurance.
So they on some bullshit.
Right, yeah, and it's really fucked up. And there's just this laundry list of people commenting on the BST. And it was just like, I really can't believe this random dude who thinks it's okay to not give women the right to choose what to do with their own body is in the yo-yo BST right now.
Yo.
Like, it's really on some fuck shit. Like, because I just cannot believe it. And he's just like, just arguing semantics post after post, and then just like...
Yo.
He's like, everyone wants to be up in arm, or everyone wants everyone to have their rights until it comes down to the rights they affect. And it's like, no, this doesn't have to do with anyone's rights. It's like about women's rights to choose about their body. It's not about like, this isn't a thing that is just an extra at work.
If you
an extra benefit. It's
if you don't have a vagina, you really don't have a. You don't have. It's not your call.
I wanted to comment that too.
It's not your choice. It's not your place. And also it's just. People should be. I'm not even gonna get into it.
Yeah, me either. I just as soon as I started on that, I was like, "This has turned into a political conversation."
I'm put like this: if you don't have a vagina, you don't really get to tell people who have a vagina what to do with theirs. You know what I'm saying?
I totally agree.
You don't have no vagina, bro.
You don't have a vagina, bro. That's what it is.
At the end of the day, I don't want to hear it.
One profile picture is like him with like a gun and like an American flag like wash over the front, and I was like, this man can't even name 3 parts of a vagina. Anyway,
I'll cook his ass.
Yeah. So, regardless of, like yo-yoing is a very accepting overall hobby to be a part of, even though it's very niche. Like it's, I don't know. There's a lot of other hobbies that I feel like can be competitive, or like I'm sure any sport like race comes into it a lot, especially when parents are there. Like kids probably don't give a shit, but then parents are like, this kid gets to play more than this kid or whatever. There's not ever any of that shit with yo-yo, you know what I mean? Which is cool for the most part. But like it's been cool seeing Mark kind of rally everyone to do their own, and it's known to like other like white yo-yo, like everyone that I know knows about it, but it's not like any white yo-yo players like, oh, let me get an invite, because like it's not you know what I mean, what are they going to talk about it
exactly yeah.
So it's really cool to me that it's just like its own thing, and like you guys got shit going on in there, and like
shout out to 5 Watt. You know, if you don't know, now you know.
Now you know. Yeah. If you're not in, get in. Send market requests.
Yeah, 5 Watt is cool. You know, when I started yo-yoing, like the only black yo-yoer that was like represented online was Mark. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and, like,
he did a lot of that for himself.
Right.
Like there was no company putting on for him and being like, "Oh, this is the guy." Like,
right. Yeah.
He was doing all that on his own.
Yeah.
You know? So.
Because if it wasn't for Mark, you know what I'm saying, like. It would have been different, you know. It really would have been different. I remember like being in like the 5th grade and like writing a paper about some like he's like this super good black yo-yo.
Oh, about Mark?
Yeah,
Oh man, we're gonna have to ask your mom to find that.
Yeah, I don't know where it is, but
I feel like that's something she definitely would have seen.
Yeah,
maybe.
Like, it was really cool though. Like, you know, this
Yeah,
guy who looks like you, who's yo-yoing really well and different than everyone else. Like,
yeah, that too, because everyone's doing yo-yo tricks to techno, and then his style is so divergently different. Like,
yeah, but even now, people still haven't caught up. You know what I'm saying? Like Mark,
and now he's on some other shit, and people look at it and they're like, "Oh, this is too hard for me to digest. I don't want to. I don't want to get into this." And then it's like people like you and I that really watch it. It's like, nah, he's on like this crazy jazz tip, and like in a year, like it's crazy because 2 years ago we were watching it, and it was like, oh, like this fully freestyle thing is kind of weird, but like when Mark gets it fleshed out, it'll be good. And now it's like he's really going in, and like a year from now, I can't even imagine what
he'd be
it's
snapping.
Mark yeah,
be
exactly.
Snapping. Like, but the one thing that I saw from Mark recently that really impressed me was a 3-gen C6 or a 2nd-gen C6.
10-year-old, 20-year-old trick in the making.
Yo, that trick is crazy. Like, so like C6 alone is like okay, like doable, but to switch between between string layers is so.
Back in the day, to understand how that 2nd generation boingy boing worked was like I don't know how to do it, but you could like watch the trick and kind of more or less piece it together, and to see everything in slow motion now, and you really get a feel for like wow, it's going in and out of all these strings, and like it's really he's like purposeful. It's not like a random like oh what I hit is what I hit. It's like a tried and true pattern. It's like so crazy.
Yeah,
to see that.
There's really no one like I think about people who put out original tricks and like who are pushing yo-yoing in terms of like the aesthetic of how it looks and like the thought. There's no one that puts that much thought into tricks except for Mark. I feel like you know what I mean. Like this dude really.
And Mark has run the gambit of like super tech chopstick tricks to like really simple chopstick tricks to like even simpler. Like for a time do you remember when he was doing those like really crazy just like basic trapeze variation, but the video would just kind of like juke a little bit, how like the dance videos are. But like the yo-yo video would kind of be like that, and then it would make the trick look that much crazier. And then now he's doing the fully freestyle thing, and it's like you said, anything he's done has been really amazing. He was super influential to me as a young kid too, but just because he's so different. And like that World's 2005 freestyle, I feel like 90% of that is like a never been done. Like most of those tricks are never been done versus like, you know, Mickey had a great freestyle, but like a lot of it is a bunch of stuff that had been done or combination and pieced together from previous doing this here and that there. Yeah, from like a wrist mount. You know, too. Right. Like. Exactly. But like Mark's freestyle, there was like he did like an old Jason Lee chopsticks repeater, which is more like if a rapper drops a bar that's like referencing a hella old Run DMC song, like that's a really really old reference, but like you know what I mean, like old Big Pun song or something. But it's like all right, sick, like that's crazy. They like know what that is, and that's more so what it was. So players that knew that Jason Lee trick are watching Mark do this trick, and then I think he had just like a couple chopsticks. Like, they were still his trick, but just variations that had already been done. So it was still, like, mostly, so maybe even, like, 95% never been done. Yeah. And now if someone did a freestyle that 95% of the tricks had never been done before, or you were the only person to ever do them, that'd be like, what?
You'd be like Takeshi or Zach. What? You know what I mean?
But, and even Takeshi and Zach, that's pretty much it. That's basically it.
That's literally it. Basically that's it.
I was even, like, I really thought about it in my head. I'm like, wait, maybe not, though. And I'm like, nah, they're really good. Those are really the only two dudes. Yeah.
Those I think those two might be
Yeah, Zach's Yuki was my favorite of all time for a long time, and Zach is definitely my new favorite of all time. Like starting years ago, well, 2013, 2014. Zach is my favorite.
I'm glad he got that win. I haven't watched the team battle from the scales contest.
I watched a couple clips from it.
How was it?
It was really, really good. He had a handful of new stuff and new tricks.
I gotta watch that shit right after this.
Very, very good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
And he's wearing the chunky Balenciagas too. I was like, he's wearing like an all gray fit, and then the triple S Balenciagas. I was like, this guy's snapping. Right, he's dripping.
Yeah,
out here, world yo-yo chip.
Right.
Doing not all new tricks, mostly new tricks. Wearing the triple S's.
It's a flex.
Yeah, Zach is official.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Stepping out after
and he has long hair
out.
too. Yeah.
Oh, he got the flow too.
He's got a little flow. Yeah, I was
all right.
He's really out here.
That's a new drip. Okay.
Yeah. Zach, I want to see Zach again.
Yeah, I'm trying to see some tricks,
it's
man.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, I feel that.
What else should we talk about, man?
We
covered Yo-Yo Ezekiel.
Yeah, that was pretty much.
Who makes your favorite yo-yos right now? What are you fucking with?
Oh man,
Top 3 right now.
Top 3 brands?
No, just yo-yos.
Top 3 yo-yos?
Yeah. Anyone.
Oh man. Okay.
It's funny because we've been playing with. I don't even know what Duncan yo-yo that is, but it's like old as hell.
Yeah,
there's
but it's
no logo on. Do you know the name of it?
I think it's the.
Is it
Torque?
The Torque? Yeah, I think it's called the Torque.
I don't know.
There's no artwork on it.
Yeah, it's a proto I got from Drew. Drew Tate's. But that yo-yo is really. I really like that yo-yo.
Word.
So I think my top 3 yo-yos right now are okay because it's different. Because top 3 that I think are the best, or top 3 that I play the most.
Just that you play with, yeah.
Okay, my top 3 yo-yos that I play the most. One Drop Deep State. That's like number 1.
Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot that you play that all the time.
Yeah. I play
Deep
yo-yo
State all the time.
All the time.
Literally, anytime we're out, I just hear someone drop their yo-yo, and I expect it to be like a gnarly, like, oh shit, like I dropped something, it's Chandler just walking.
Yeah.
I got touched down wherever we at, like just real quick. Let him touch down. Yeah. Here, all right.
I got that yo-yo, and at PNWR, Will Prater hooked it up. That's the homie. So I think
Will is definitely the homie.
Yeah, for sure. So One Drop Deep State is number 1.
Okay.
Number 2 is probably the first base. Keep it real with you.
You do play with a lot of first.
Yeah. I really don't play super expensive yo-yo. Well, but then my number 3 is super expensive. My number 3 is the Isotope 2.
Oh yeah, that turning point. Yeah. But that's like your bedroom yo-yo. Yeah. I forgot I played with that for like the first 3 days I was here. I was like, you just got this turning point yo-yo out here. I'm playing with this.
Yeah, that yo-yo is really good. But like
it's funny. It's a good spectrum though of like a good responsive yo-yo, like at home John, and then you're like on the road or like just some shit that just have around the first base. Well, that's funny.
Yeah, I like yo-yos that like I could just let anybody try, because I don't. It's just a yo-yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to walk the dog, you know what I'm saying? Like, just walk that dog. Like, I don't know, man. It's
walking for both of us.
People, right? People take it
I don't get it out enough.
That's a fact. People take it too seriously, man. Like, it's just a toy, like, at the end of the day, so.
This artist, I stretched to call him an artist. He makes like recycled shit out of old skateboards. He'll like glue them all together and then like put it on a lathe and like machine something or like turn something or like cut little pieces out of it. But like he made a yo-yo quite a long time ago, like a couple years ago. But there's this old skateboard video called "Useless Wooden Toys," and then like the caption for him, he made like a little like spin top with just like a flick one, and then a yo-yo, and then he like captioned the post "Useless Wooden Toys," and then made this like whole long thing about like the video and how great the video was, and then how the people who made the video, this company called New Deal, their whole vibe was like, oh, this is the new deal. Like, we're not going to treat skateboarding like the old hat. And, like, you know, we're going to have fun and not take it so seriously and do, like, cool shit with it that we think is cool. Not that just, like, is the current meta that everyone else is going to think is cool. And, like, hopefully some people think it's cool because we think it's cool, or just they think it's cool and we've put it out there and we have this platform. But if not, whatever, fuck it. At least we can say we were original. Right. And, like, at first I almost got so pissed because I was like, you know, useless wooden toys, like, You know,
Right.
me and all my friends put so much work into these toys and like doing all these tricks, and I'm like, but he's right though. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like at the end of the day, the shit is like, I don't know. I really like to kind of check yo-yo players all the time
Oh,
and
yeah.
being like, you're really doing nothing. Like if you didn't do anything with this, it would just sit there. It's
Yeah.
not like a car where like it could maybe like you could part it out. You could do something. You know what I mean? There's even most inanimate objects you could do something with. You know what I mean?
Right.
A yo-yo is truly useless, and you're making it do everything that it does.
Yeah.
You're the one that brings it to life.
It is really interesting to think about because yo-yoing is just one of those things that no matter what you do, no matter how you look at it, you are competing for clout with a bunch of other teenage boys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's kind of whack to me. You know what I mean? Like
It's
I
mad
don't-
whack.
Like I'm not hating on it. You know what I'm saying? Spend your time the way you want to spend your time. But like if you take it so seriously, like you take the fun out of it.
Yeah, and it's okay to take it serious. Like
Right.
that was, I don't know. John Robb really taught me that back in the day. Was just like you can't. If you're not taking it serious, then why are you doing it? You know what I mean?
Right.
Which is true, but like if you take it too serious, because like at the end of the day, when people would like chirp about him like not being like placing higher than me at whatever contest,
Right.
he'd be like, "What? Like I'm a grown man. I'm married. Like I own
Right,
a
what you want him
house.
to
Like I
do?
got a degree. Like I've already won like a life. Like I don't even care about this
Right,
contest.
right.
Like I'm just here. Like
for
I'm
the-
just.
right.
This just happens to be what I do on the weekends. Like I talk shit and everything, but that doesn't mean that this is like the end all be all. And all the people that would like really give him shit about that are people that like do nothing with their lives,
Right.
or like even if they do things with their lives, are really unhappy and
It's
don't
haters.
have nearly
It's
a fulfilling
haters.
of a life as John Robb does.
Right.
It's haters, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's mad funny because even when he'd say that, like, I already won at life, they'd be like, what does that mean? Like, how do you win at life? And I, like, even being
Right.
15, I'd be like, I mean, I get it. Like,
Right.
why? Like, what's hard to understand about
Right, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it does not matter.
Because the people that take it the most serious are, like, I don't want to say the most trash, but, like, are taking it serious for the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm.
They think they're, like, getting clout off being cool to a bunch of prepubescent teenage boys, and it's like, there's no stripes in that, dog. Like, I'm not
Right.
going to the club yo-yoing for a bunch of girls. Like,
Right,
that's the
right.
last thing I mentioned. Like,
Yeah.
and they think it's cooler that I don't mention it. Like, and then when people ask you, like, oh, what do you do? And then you're like, oh, yeah, like, I own this yo-yo company. I'm a world champion or whatever. And it's
Right.
like, oh, word? Like, that's great. Why didn't you open the conversation? Because I don't give a shit about
Right, yeah, that
like,
shit is
who
whatever,
cares?
you
There's
know.
some shit I did, yeah.
Yeah.
So people just take it way too serious, and that's super whack.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
glad you brought that up.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it is what it is, man. But like I said, though, spread your time the way you want to spend it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You should take it serious. You and I still take it serious, but it's just, you gotta pick and choose your battles. I don't
Right.
know. There's a time, everyone takes everything they do serious.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people take how they dress serious.
Right, that's true.
But it's like, I wouldn't really want my girlfriend to be super into the sneakers I was into or anything. You know what I'm like, super,
Right.
I don't know.
She know more about sneakers than me. Then
It's like, yeah, I don't know. There's a fine line. There's just like a
Right.
fine line with all of this shit, and you should take yo-yoing serious, but not too serious. Not so
Right.
much that it's affecting your life to a point where you're anxious about it or losing sleep. I don't even know.
Or, yeah,
like I can't relate to that. Like it's been years since I've really thought. Like earlier when we talked about being on the forum, just being a troll.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember being 16 or 7. I think I like 17 by the time I finally was like, this is so whack. Why am I doing this? Like
Mm-hmm.
why am I arguing with this guy who like, you know, subjectively, whatever, I don't want to say I'm way better than, but it's just like, you know what I mean? It's like, but like,
spade, you know?
everyone's yo-yoing for different reasons. So like, I should yo-yo for the reasons I want to yo-yo for. Let everyone else do what they want to do.
Yeah.
And like, at the end of the day, it's all good. But like, if you take it too seriously, I'm gonna be on that ass.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you out.
Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, don't be crying when you lose that contest. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear it. You know, I'm not pointing no fingers.
That's the real reason I throw shit in the ocean.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ain't that serious?
Right. I don't need it. You know?
I don't need it. Word. What else should we cover, man? What other modern day yo-yo things do you want to cover? I think we covered a lot.
Yeah, man. I think that's
Favorite new yo-yo players, favorite new yo-yos. I think we covered a lot of shit.
actually.
I'm probably gonna look back and it's gonna be like close to another 2-hour conversation.
Yeah, there's like some that you could cut out. I'm sure.
Nah, I'm gonna keep it all.
Fuck it, then. All right, boom.
There's nothing to cut out. This is a great conversation.
Yeah.
Every time I do this, where at the end it's like, oh man, like maybe some parts are slow, and then we go back and it's fast paced.
Right.
Is there anything else you want to cover before we're out, or any shout outs you want to give?
Oh, any shout outs?
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to Adam Schultz, Shane Lubecker, John Robb, Charles from Virginia State.
Hell of a top 4.
Oh, yeah. There's goons on deck. Shout out to Throw Smoke. You know what I'm saying? There's goons in the house. Let's hold on. Shout out to my man Roy Throws, you know what I'm saying? You know, putting Africa on the map, you know.
Where is he from again?
I think he's from Nairobi, Kenya, you know what I'm saying?
Kenya,
I got goons in Kenya. Hold on. Shout out to my man Dennis, shout out to my man Joe Wilson. Hold on, stop playing. Shout out to Aiden and Dylan Couch, or whatever your last name is, Dylan Ostrowski.
Throw Andre.
Yeah, shout out my man Andre Boulay. Appreciate you. My man Chandler Steele. My man Michael Curdy. Oh, hold on. There's goons in the house. Man.
Megan Lil Trout.
Right. Oh, my man. Yeah, my man. My man Luke Troutwine. You know what I'm saying? That's a legend in the making right there. You know what I'm saying? No cap freestyle just happened. MA States. No cap. I think. Oh, my man Colin Beckford. How could I almost forgot. How could I do that? That's my boy right there.
Because Colin's the serious guy we've been playing this whole podcast.
Right. Colin, that's
having fun with Colin's.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Yeah, I'm glad you remembered that. I would have felt some type of way. He probably would have immediately shout out Eves.
Oh, yeah. I was just about to say shout out Eves too, you know. I think that's... Oh... My man Jamel Kent, shout out to Jamel Kent. R.I.P. Troy from Ratchet. Sorry, Yo-Yos, you know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Troy.
R.I.P. Robbie.
R.I.P. Robbie, yeah.
Are we really going to turn this into R.I.P.?
Yeah, we have to take it. We have to take it there.
We got to take R.I.P. Houdini. A lot of dead homies in the podcast.
Yeah, they got dropped. They got dropped. Yeah, man. I think that's...
what life does to you, y'all.
Right, yeah.
It's what Yo-Yo does to you.
You meet a lot of people. You meet a lot of people.
Yeah, that's more so what you...
Yeah. Takes you out early.
You do meet a lot of people, though, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a side effect of knowing a lot of people.
Yeah. I think that's about it. Oh, CJ Atkinson too. My bad. All right, that's it.
Shout out CJ.
Oh, and Mark Mangaran too.
The Whisper.
That's it.
And Mark Mont, even though we talked about him for like 10 minutes. And his contribution to yo-yoing and black yo-yo players.
Right. He really did change the game. He changed the game.
Awesome.
Right.
Thanks everyone for watching. We both really appreciate it. Thank you again, Chandler, for being a guest. Let me stay at the crib for the last 10 days.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Shout out Miss Scott. Once again, like and subscribe. Leave a comment below for some other future guests you want to see.
Yeah.
It's very rare that I get to interview people like this face to face, but I'm working on getting more guests. Down at VA States, I'm gonna have to do like a whole a round table.
Yeah,
or something. Yeah. How many channels do I got on the mixer?
Right. Get a couple different mics.
But awesome. Thanks again, everyone.
Yeah. Have a
Peace.
good one.